I thought I was just getting older. That's what everyone said. It's normal. It happens to all of us. Just part of life after 60. So I believed them. Every time I forgot a word, winced while tying my shoes, or felt winded walking up a flight of stairs, I chalked it up to the calendar. It wasn't until I ended up in a hospital bed, hooked up to machines and watching my heart rate flicker on a screen, that I realized something. It wasn't just age. It was a warning. Your body whispers before it screams. And mine had been whispering for years. The worst part? I wasn't even sick. I wasn't dying. I was just unaware. No one teaches you how to read the quiet signs. We're taught to push through, laugh it off, or accept it as just aging. But what if those signs are something else? What if they're your body trying to tell you something before it breaks? Here are the first 4 signs I ignored. They may sound familiar. They may even sound harmless. But they almost changed everything. Small blue diamond sign number 1. Shortness of breath, not during exercise, but in the aisle at the store. I wasn't hiking a mountain. I was pushing a shopping cart through the frozen food section. And suddenly, I had to stop. I felt winded, like I'd been running. It passed in seconds, but it kept happening. Walking up the stairs, getting out of the car, even bending over to tie my shoes. I told myself I was just out of shape, that I needed to stretch more, move more, but I was walking daily. I wasn't sedentary. Later, a cardiologist told me, many people in their 60s and 70s experience silent heart strain. Not enough to feel chest pain, but enough to lower oxygen delivery. What I thought was just aging was the early sign of my heart struggling. The more it happened, the more I slowed down. Subconsciously, I avoided hills. I skipped walks. I drove instead of walked. That one symptom, it chipped away at my strength before I even realized it. If you're getting winded during basic tasks, not during workouts, but during ordinary life, don't brush it off. Your body isn't just aging. It's alerting you. Small blue diamond sign number 2. Trouble concentrating, fog, not forgetfulness. I used to pride myself on being sharp. Crosswords, quick math, conversations. Then one day, I forgot what day it was. Then it became harder to follow conversations in noisy rooms. Then I started rereading paragraphs twice to understand them. It wasn't dementia. It wasn't memory loss. It was fog, mental clutter, a lack of clarity, like there was cotton between my thoughts. I blamed sleep, then stress, then age, but none of that explained it. Eventually, after months of feeling off, I got a full blood panel. And there it was. My B12 was critically low. My iron was borderline anemic. My thyroid was underperforming. Each one of those can affect your focus, mood, and clarity. Not enough to knock you out, just enough to make life a little bit duller. The doctor said, most people think they're getting old. But really, their brain is starving. I started supplements, improved my sleep, drank more water, ate real food again. Within weeks, the fog began to lift. Don't accept a fuzzy mind as your new normal. It may not be aging. It may be deficiency. And the sooner you catch it, the sooner you get your sharpness back. Small blue diamond sign number 3. Random aches that moved around the body. One week it was my shoulder. The next, my elbow. Then my knees. Then my wrists. It wasn't consistent. And that's why I ignored it. I told myself, if it were serious, it wouldn't move around. Turns out, that's not true. These wandering pains were symptoms of something bigger. Low-grade chronic inflammation. It wasn't arthritis. It wasn't injury. It was systemic. Inflammation caused by lack of sleep, processed foods, sitting too long, high stress. But I didn't know that. So I popped ibuprofen and kept going. Until one day, my joints locked. My knees were stiff for hours each morning. My hands didn't grip the way they used to. Finally, I saw a rheumatologist. He changed my diet, added turmeric and omega-3s, recommended daily movement, even light stretching. Within 2 months, the pains didn't just reduce, they disappeared. The lesson? If your pain keeps moving, that's your red flag. It's not your age. It's your system waving a yellow flag before a breakdown. Small blue diamond sign number 4. Losing balance, but only in small, embarrassing moments. I used to joke about tripping on rugs. Who put that wrinkle there? I'd laugh when I bumped into corners, or caught myself wobbling slightly when putting on pants. But it started happening more. Not falls, not stumbles, just slight missteps. I noticed I avoided standing on one leg, stopped reaching for high shelves, started holding handrails more often. That's when it hit me. I was slowly losing my balance. And here's what no one tells you. Balance loss doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like avoiding risk. It feels like hesitation. And that hesitation turns into weakness. Weakness turns into falls. Falls turn into fear. My physical therapist told me something I'll never forget. We don't lose balance with age. We lose it because we stop training it. So I started again. Standing on one leg while brushing teeth. Tai Chi once a week. Walking backwards slowly for 2 minutes a day. It felt silly. Then it felt easy. Then it felt like power coming back into my body. If you've been hesitating, reaching out more, stepping slower, pulling back, your body might be waving a flag. Not because you're broken, but because it wants to be rebuilt. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people don't. That getting older doesn't mean giving up control. That decline isn't automatic, it's often allowed. That your body isn't broken, it's speaking. And if we stop long enough to listen, we can do something about it. In part 1, I told you about the first 4 signs I ignored. Each one seemed small at first, until they started stacking up. But it wasn't until these last 3 signs showed up that I realized I was dangerously close to losing the best parts of my life. My energy, my confidence, my independence. These aren't just symptoms. They're signals, and they mean more than we're told. Let's finish this. Small blue diamond sign number 5. You stop waking up rested, even after 8 hours. This one crept up on me. I used to sleep like a rock. No trouble falling asleep. No waking up in the middle of the night. Just good, solid rest. Then it started changing. I was still getting 7 to 8 hours a night, but I was waking up exhausted. Eyes heavy, body sluggish, mind foggy. I started drinking more coffee. Took naps that never helped. I told myself, this is what happens after 65. But I was wrong. The problem wasn't how long I was sleeping, it was how I was sleeping. Turns out, I had sleep apnea. Not the dramatic, snoring until you choke kind. Mine was mild. Just enough to keep me from entering deep sleep. Just enough to ruin recovery. And because no one asked, and I never complained, it went unnoticed for years. Until one day, I dozed off at a stoplight. That was my wake-up call, literally. I took a home sleep study. The results shocked me. My oxygen levels were dipping. My brain was waking up 20+ times a night without me knowing. After treatment, a better pillow, weight loss, and a low-pressure CPAP, I started dreaming again. I started waking up with energy. Not just less tired, but alert. Here's the truth. Aging doesn't make you tired, poor sleep does. And most poor sleep goes untreated. Especially in men. Especially over 60. If you're sleeping through the night but waking up wrecked, it's not just age. It's a clue. Don't ignore it. Small blue diamond sign number 6. You begin avoiding social situations without realizing it. This one hit me the hardest, because I didn't even know I was doing it. I started turning down invitations. Not tonight. Too tired. Maybe next week. I stopped calling friends. Stopped going to dinners. Skipped birthdays. I told myself I was just settling down, that I enjoyed my quiet. But one night, my daughter visited and said, "Dad, when was the last time you saw someone other than me?" I couldn't answer. I hadn't realized that I had slowly isolated myself. And the scariest part? I was fine with it. But that's how depression begins. Not with sadness, but with indifference. Studies show that social withdrawal in older adults is an early sign of cognitive decline and a major risk factor for everything from stroke to Alzheimer's. When I started forcing myself to say yes to neighbors, to lunches, to walking clubs, everything changed. The world felt warmer again. My laughter came back. My energy increased. Human beings aren't meant to shrink into quiet corners. Not even at 70. Not even alone. If you stop showing up to people, to events, to life, don't wait for someone to drag you out. Step out. Even if it's hard. Even if it's just for an hour. Because the longer you stay away, the more the world forgets how much it needs you. Small blue diamond sign number 7. You start saying no to new things by default. This one sounds simple. It's not. I didn't realize how many times I was saying no. Want to try a new restaurant? No, I like what I know. Come visit us in another city. Too much hassle. Want to learn how to use this new app? I'm too old for that. It became a habit, a shield. The truth? Every no was me slowly closing the door to life. And when I looked back at the last 5 years, I realized something terrifying. I hadn't done anything new in half a decade. No new hobbies. No new trips. No new memories. Just routines. Repetition. A slow fade. The scariest part of aging isn't physical. It's spiritual. It's when your soul starts dimming and no one notices. I made a decision. One small yes a week. To something new. A new walking path. A different genre of book. A class at the community center. Talking to someone I didn't know. And that one yes led to another. And another. And soon I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Curiosity. When you say no out of fear or comfort, you shrink. When you say yes out of hope, even just once, you grow. Don't become a ghost in your own life. There's still more to discover. Even now. Especially now. The real reason these signs matter. When I ended up in the ER, my heart wasn't the only thing that needed help. My life was small. My muscles were weaker. My thoughts were slower. My joy was thinner. And I thought that was normal. But I was wrong. The truth? Most of what we call aging is actually inaction. It's habits we've stopped changing. Foods we've stopped caring about. Connections we've stopped maintaining. Curiosity we've stopped feeding. But aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean awakening. And it starts with listening to the signs. Your body isn't betraying you. It's pleading with you. To stretch. To sleep. To move. To laugh. To eat something green. To call someone. To try something scary. You are not done. You are not too late. And you are not broken. You're just overdue. So pick one sign. Just one. And fight back. Because the next chapter of your life doesn't have to be smaller. It can be stronger, wiser, fuller. And it starts with one decision. To stop blaming age and start listening to yourself.